Hey guys, welcome to BP the Bible Perspective. You know, we are in strange times without a doubt. The coronavirus has crippled our nation. It has brought the economy to a crawl. And even now it's affected social life, worship life, and our faith. I want to talk about two different kinds of reactions of churches being targeted. One to me is a good reason. The other one is a bad reason. Now, before I get into it, like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought, a comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. One of the things are unintentional or probably things that happen with the coronavirus. And just again, this thing is bad. Remember, worldwide, we have, with my chart at here, over 1.5 million total cases of coronavirus, 95,000 deaths. We have 350,000 who have recovered. Now, when we kind of come down and look at America, for example, then keep in mind in America we have a whopping 460,000 cases of coronavirus in America. And just that number alone, 460,000, that's the size of Denver, St. Louis, Memphis. And I don't even know if St. Louis and Memphis have that many. So this, again, that's a major city that could be wiped out. So this is staggering, and we also, when we look at it from a state perspective, now remember in the worldwide there were nearly 350,000 recovered. Well, remember I just said there were 460,000 cases in America alone, 16,000 deaths, but only 25,000 recovered. So let's keep that in mind. Now that said, New York, of course, is getting hit the worst with 161,000 cases. They're still ground zero now. New Jersey, 51,000 cases. Michigan, 21,000. But what I want to kind of come down to is to Florida, 16,000 cases. Georgia, 10,000 cases. And the other two states, where am I at? Alabama with 2,000 cases. And Mississippi, 2,000 cases. Now, the reason why, because I want to bring those into focus right here. And of course, they have smaller populations. But here's the point. Well, recently, and I think it's kind of disturbing, how many of these leaders, governors, the Tate Reeves from Mississippi, Ron DeSantis from Florida, the governor from Georgia, I think it's Brian Kemp from Georgia, and then Alabama going to take this cavalier attitude towards the disease. Now, I don't know what their motive is, why they're really so slow to say, let's take measures to stop the spread of this disease. And remember, America has 460,000 cases. That's astounding. Now, here's my point. This disease is spreading. It is a highly infectious disease. And so why are there people who are pretending like we don't have a problem? So that's a main thought. So in Florida, Governor Santos finally issued stay-at-home orders, but then he kind of eased it up for religious institutions. Now, before that, there was a pastor by the name of Rodney Howard Brown who was arrested for conducting services. Now, he claims he was practicing safe distance safety measures. The problem is he was congregating people in close spaces. And we all know that this disease spreads like wildfire. I cannot imagine what he was thinking. I mean, here's the point. If an epidemic breaks out in his church, he won't have the tithes and offerings to collect. I just can't understand pastors like that. And I think it's irresponsible for pastors, you see, to take that cavalier attitude that there's no big deal. And even worse if you say, well, God is just going to protect us. Well, let me just say something. You're not reading all of your Bibles, because in the law of Moses, God he commanded Moses to provide for an infectious disease outbreak, namely leprosy. That was the coronavirus of the day. It was highly contagious and there was no cure for it. The person was to be quarantined if they were exhibiting symptoms. Their clothes, sheets, whatever they came in contact with was to be burned. See, that's Bible too. Now, on the other hand, in Greenville, Mississippi, the mayor of Greenville sent out his police force to ticket one particular church that was meeting in the parking lot in a drive-in type or style meetings. I don't see anything wrong with that. They were in their cars, just like going to the drive-ins. What was the threat? And they were ticketing. In other words, I see two extreme cases here. Now, in the case of Rodney Howard Brown, people were gathering together in close quarters. And you cannot assure that there's going to be safe distancing. You cannot assure that people won't be affected. That was just, to me, irresponsible. Now, on the other hand, the church that meet in the parking lot, not in the church, but in the parking lot, they could tune into their radio. I don't see what was the problem with that. Now, the irony is that Tate Reeves, the governor, has a completely different take. He is lax when it comes to issuing stay-at-home orders. So that's the kind of irony. Here's the thing. I think, I think strange things are going to happen during this time. I think it's better safe to be sorry. And, this is not a religious issue or persecution. Let me tell you why. In the case in the book of Acts, when Peter and them was jailed for preaching the gospel, and then later Paul was jailed for preaching the gospel, Rome targeted Christianity in an attempt to wipe out Christianity. That is not what's going on here. What's going on here is the stay-at-home orders, which is for everybody, is not for a particular religion. It is for everybody to control the spread of a disease that in our nation is spreading like wildfire, let alone around the world. Remember, we're up to 460,000 cases, state, country, nationwide. And for that reason, we should be extra careful. And so stay-at-home orders are not ungodly. They're not designed to aim at your religious faith. And there are some silly people who are saying that. Let's be safe and also be sensible. And you can also be biblical, because remember, God even provided for infectious disease. All right, guys, that's my perspective. And as always, like and share this video. And subscribe to BP The Bible Perspective. If you have a thought, a comment, add it in the comment section below. Till next time, I'll see you then.